All I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
They shot her father in front of her, held a gun to her head, and basically said, hey, choose, will you follow Islam, or will you deny Christianity, or do you want to die right now?
We are living in a lawless system.
I told Nigeria, I said, what? You are voting a killer system into power. I said it with all my passion. I saw it.
You know what was going on in Nigeria before you vie for the office. And if you vie for the office, then you need to fix the situation of this country.
Hello everybody, welcome back to TINUBU News, Gist and Blog. Now, I came across this particular video of a survivor from this Boko Haram Abifulani herdsmen. The story behind this woman on how Christ saved her. Though the story is disheartening, it's painful, you cannot just say it's a full testimony because she lost her family in the process. But I want you guys to watch, and we'll be right back.
They shot her father in front of her, held a gun to her head, and basically said, hey, choose, will you follow Islam, or will you deny Christianity, or do you want to die right now? And she cried out to Jesus right there, refused to deny Jesus, and just was crying out, and they had a standstill for a while, and she was just I'm not gonna budge, I'm not gonna deny Jesus, and they ended up shooting her. And she falls down, the fighters leave, the villagers come, pick her up, pick her father up, put him in a cart to take them to burial. And along the way, she feels a pain in her side, kind of a thorn, and she screams out, and she survived. And so what happened was they shot between her temples, she lost her eyesight. And there's a lot of other parts to her story, some really tough parts, but she gets rushed to the hospital, comes back, and today I've met with her a number of times. And when I ask her, what this has done to her faith, she's just like, God is so good, I'm so thankful. She's like, I've forgiven my enemies, I've forgiven my killers. In fact, if I see them today, I'd invite them in, I'd give them food, I'd give them money for the ride back, I'd tell them they didn't know what they were doing, they need to know Jesus. And she just, again, has this radiation of joy, and yet she's lost so much and for her faith. But I think that's the quintessential piece of this is someone who was willing to die for Jesus, has suffered along with Jesus. There's something intrinsically beautiful about that gives us a joy that's much deeper than all the comforts that you and I have today, and that's the biggest reality that we see in the field.
Listen to our story. A lot of Nigerian clergymen took time from their pulpit to speak about the illicit and unspeakable things that is going on in Nigeria. People like Pastor Sarah. Listen to what she said. We'll be right back.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. We are living in a lawless system where anything happens. There is no law. Some children were going for jam the other day, on Saturday. They kidnapped them yesterday in Jos, even in Abuja. I saw one picture. They had bundles of naira from kidnap, and they were parading it, and nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. So they kidnap you, you're on your own, and God save you if you don't have people to pay that ransom. We can't continue like that. You have to pray for yourself and pray for your relatives. You can't be going around and saying I'm safe. Nobody is safe. Safe. I saw one saying that are we thinking we have seen anything? We haven't seen anything, that they are coming. With his face open, no mask, nothing. Your voice matters. If you think it's far away from you, you are sleeping. It is so close you don't even know. But may God deliver us. I know that prayer can overturn anything. 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes, just kneel down and pull down every force contrary to the force of heaven. He will deliver us. Because the children of Israel were in Egypt for 430 years. God delivered them. Whether in my lifetime or not, God will deliver, but I pray it is in my lifetime. So you better care for yourself. You care for yourself by living defensively. Please, if you don't need to travel, don't travel. And don't just start one journey at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I'm begging you. I'm begging you.
When you listen to all these pastors, like the other pastors that we have spoke about, we feel among that, okay, these clergymen are sympathizing with the people, especially when it's affecting the Christian community in Nigeria. But when it comes to Igilla David, it is not like that. Igilla David, he have never spoke about this insecurity. Only one time when he speak about this insecurity, he said anybody that wants to kidnap my person, I will just tell them, kidnapper sleep. Automatically, the kidnapper will sleep. But on the other video, he said that he will not vote and he discouraged his member from voting. Now he's back again. Instead of him to talk about the insecurity, he's bragging about wealth, how much he have acquired, how much is used to pay tithes, how much is used to pay offering, and I want you guys to watch.
Offering on Sunday is bigger than what I use. Am I talking to you? Minimum I give on a Sunday is $12,000. I don't use church for myself. That's the minimum. That's what? Minimum I give, the equivalent of it. Every Sunday. Every what? And the minimum I give on a weekday, minimum, is $2,000+. Check well. Even if I'm not in church, you see my offering on the table. Even when I travel, my offering will be there. That's how I understand. Even when I'm out of town, I will write my offering and keep. This man knows the principle. Can I humble you? If you're angry, don't give me offering, I'll be rich. Just get angry in the church and say, this man too talk, man too sharp, I'm going to give him offering again. I'll be stinkily rich. I know how to move the hand of God. I'm not what? I'm not depending on your money, please. If my birthday is coming, get angry, don't give me any money. This guy will be stupendously rich. Because it is not coming from you. It is coming from my covenant work with God. When you give to me, it's not you that get breakthrough. After you give me, say, after I give to Papa, my heaven open. So who is blessing who? My friend, you know why you are poor? You are not a giver. Stinginess is the gateway to poverty. And giving is the gateway to prosperity. Make your choice. Every poor man is stingy. If you are born again for years. I don't mean the new born again people. Old born again. Here. You must be free-handed. Can you be using 20,000 for entertainment? Then you come to church, give God 2,000. God said, look at this prodigal son. You gave your friends wine of 20,000. Then when God you catch 2,000, say, Father, in the name of Jesus, I got to shut. Pour you the wine for you. Somebody 20,000, you come here. You buy hair, wig of 500,000. The offering is 1,000. You go wear wig like masquerade. Start here. I see that what? Scatter it and yet increase it. Give to God. Give and it shall be what? It's your giving. Give to promote his kingdom. Zechariah 1:17. Proverbs 11:24. Luke 6:38. Give to promote his kingdom.
Now, he's saying all of this in the face of insecurity. Now, he's bragging about wealth. And I don't really know what to say, because if you go on the net right now, you will see that these Fulani also are also bragging about wealth. We can say that they know who they are mimicking from, but I'm not trying to portion the blame on him. I want you guys to listen to Bishop David Oyedepo. What he's saying about insecurity. We'll be right back.
I told Nigeria, I said, what? You are voting a killer system into power. I said it with all my passion. I saw it. I saw a bloodthirsty army of men coming to cause massacre in the country. I saw it. Telling the blind the way to go is a problem. It's a blind church full of blind leaders. With their eyes open, they went to the ditch. And then they put God's prophets under pressure. It's for children's sake that we'll be watching around the world that we didn't put that on the film. But we send it to you. So you see the passion from where I'm coming from. Is there a government? No! Irresponsible, insensitive, callous, bloodthirsty, destructive, retrogressive. Thank you, Jesus.
Now, when you listen to Bishop Oyedepo, you'll be amazed. You will feel like, oh, these spiritual fathers, they feel concerned about everything that is going on in Nigeria. Despite them being untouched, despite them having God on their side, or maybe the physical security or spiritual security, but whatever, they show concern. They are using their platform, their podium, the ministry, the pulpit, to speak about the insecurity, the economic dichotomy, the things that is going on in Nigeria. But some other pastors refuse to talk about it. They are using the platform to talk about how wealthy they become without having a trace of them making this money. They don't have any productivity medium to say, okay, this is how I make my money. They make this money off this member and they are brag about it. Now, I also want you guys to watch the spiritual son of a BMN, which is Pastor Kurude. And now he's also bragging about wealth in the face of insecurity, and he have never spoke about insecurity. And I want you guys to watch.
I am yet to lose a battle. Anything I touch prospers. There is no enemy that has been able to overpower me and our ministry. At least a lot of my sons here, they have seen me in battle. There is no battle I don't raise an altar of sacrifice. If you lack mercy, activate sacrifice. Look up, everybody. I have never been punished by God for any mistake. Never in my life. Never. Because believers are not to be punished for their sins. Because somebody that did not sin has paid the price. When you come under the canopy of the blood, you activate mercy. I have been in battles. I have been faced with gunmen 4 times in my life. 4 times. I know the meaning of sacrifice. I know the meaning of sacrifice. It's the key to power. There is no one in the Bible that sacrificed that God didn't help.
Now you listen to what he said. I'm not the one putting words in their mouth. You see how these pastors are bragging about wealth. In the face of insecurity, they have, if maybe they are spoken about insecurity, aside the one that I just make reference to, that when kidnapper comes to him, he will tell them, sleep. I want you guys to prove it where these 2 pastors have said something other than bragging of wealth, on how they make their member of money, if they have spoken anything about this bad governance, especially in the security aspects, the genocide and the things that is going on in Nigeria. If Igilla, of all people, Prophet Igilla came out to speak about the insecurity, I wonder why ABMA refused. I want you guys to watch this particular video of Prophet Igilla. We'll be right back.
The situation we have in Nigeria today, from every angle, the insecurities that we have here and there, did not start with this regime. From the days of Goodluck Jonathan, the APC came and said, we change everything. We had a president that was a general. We thought that as a retired general, we will see all the issue of insecurities degraded. We now saw insecurity metamorphosized from Boko Haram to ISWAP, from ISWAP to headsmen, from headsmen to bandits and unknown gunmen. It just decentralized like that. However, this present government, you campaign for this. You know the situation of Nigeria before you contested to become president, governor, local government chairman, councillors, senators, and House of Rep. So we are not going to excuse you. You know the job before you came for the job. Now you must show us that you can fix Nigeria with what is happening. That's just it. There's no excuse. Nobody is going to give. You know what was going on in Nigeria before you vie for the office. And if you vie for the office, then you need to fix the situation of this country. Just of recent, we have an army brigadier general that was killed in cold blood after escaping the ambush and attack, found a place of safety, waiting for rescue team to come. I don't know how the men from the other world will be able to intercept that rescue and deal with our great generals. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Now, Nigerian army is one of the strongest army, if I may say, in Africa. They fought Liberia War and went for peacekeeping, went to Somalia, peacekeeping, went to Sierra Leone, peacekeeping, and they did gallantly well. We have one of the best intelligent army in this part of the world. So saying that they are incompetent is not being fair to these great gallant men. But you see, when security is mixed up with politics, then the men at the forefront will not be able to perform. 25 of our girls were kidnapped in Kebbi. And somebody is saying there's no genocide of Christians. Somebody is saying there's no genocide of Christians. Governor Otom, while he was in Benwick, kept crying for the 8 years he was there about how Christians were killed. And he was very, very frank with his words. I was not economical with the truth. I want to plead with the current governor of Benue State. I love him. He's a reverend father. And I know he's a man of integrity. Do not allow them pollute you. Speak the truth. People dying are not animals. They are human beings. It's better you be a one-time governor, but you tell the truth, than to be a two-time governor and lose your conscience. It's so bad. In Kwara State, we have about 37 Christians. I saw an elderly woman trying to even run. An elderly woman, 37 to 38 people were adopted. And I learned that they were demanding 100 million ransom on each of them head. And this is a CAC church, Christ Apostolic Church. They attacked them, kidnapped them. And somebody will say, there's no genocide. And somebody will say, what's the definition of genocide? Genocide. What's the definition? When there is a mass cleansing of an ethnic group or a religion or a race. What do you think is that? They attacked the church and adopted people who went to pray. It's pathetic that in this country, we are staying in this country and have people who are some of our leaders who are voted into powers. What has gone wrong with the security votes that are given to our governors? What are you doing with it? Are you eating it or providing security for all lives and properties? In Niger State here, just after that, when we are trying to take our breath, somebody said 53, somebody said 315 lives again. How do you carry these guests? Where are you passing through that they are going that nobody can intercept if there is no collusion? God is watching you. Whether you are APC, PDP, NCC, ADC, every political party, every political leader in this country, and all corrupt security men, God is watching you. God is watching you. My bed as mother sleep, and my bed shall sleep no more. The money you take from all this manipulation, you will not live to eat it. Somebody will say Christians should not talk. We should keep quiet. When our lives have been threatened, we should keep quiet. When we can no longer sleep, and when we are worshiping in the church, we are looking left and right, you say we should keep quiet. That devil is a bastard. We will not keep quiet. There is insecurity, and 95% of the people that are killed are Christians. I don't pity our politicians. You campaign for it, then fix it. I'm not a blind prophet. Sit down, please. I'm aware, as a prophet, that what happened 2015 is what they are trying to repeat for 2027. You want to destabilize Nigeria, bring machineries from outside, claim lives just to grab power. I'm not a sympathizer of this current government. I don't belong to any political party. But the truth must be said. Any politician that feels the innocent blood of Nigerians is what you want to use to do politics, your children will pay with their life.
Now, this is Igilla. Igilla took time to talk about this insecurity. But Pastor Kurude and his spiritual father, Ebiyemi David, are bragging about the wealth they accumulate from the member. They are bragging $200,000, abi $20,000 or $2,000 is not enough for them to pay offering. You are paying the offering to who? Paying the offering because you are the general overseer. The money belongs to you. So I don't know if somebody just like in your own company, you are saying, I spent $20 million in this company. It's your company. Whatever you return is your company. And the money you are talking about, you are not pointing out like, this is where I'm making this money for. You are making this money off this member. You are also canvassing them, pressuring them to someone. And you are also bragging. Anyway, I will rest my case here. I'm waiting for you guys in the comment section to tell me what do you think about the insecurity, the testimony of that woman. What do you also think about what Pastor Sarah said? What do you think about B.M. David and Pastor Nidebo and Pastor Kurude and Pastor or Apostle or Prophet Igilla? What do you think about all these people, what they said? Please took time to select who you are replying or the person you are commenting about. Mention their name and tell me what you think about what they said. I'll be waiting for you guys in the comment section. I love you. God love you more. Until we meet again. Bye.
I don't know if you have heard now that Christian Association of Nigeria have broken into two. There's a northern can now and there's a southern can. And they explain why they have broken into two. That the body of Christ that we say is one is not one. We pay lip service to the oneness and the unity of the church. That if church is one, that the church in the north is bleeding. They are being killed. Pastors are murdered. Wives and daughters are taken to the bush. As I speak, many pastors are killed. Churches closed down. And the wives members and the wives of pastors and their daughters, they are with the kidnappers in the bush. And some have been there for 1 year. And the churches have closed down in the north. And if we say we are one, if these churches in the north are suffering what they are suffering, why are we not sympathizing with them? Why are we not identifying with them? But why the churches in the north are crying and bleeding to death, the ones in the south are celebrating birthdays. They are buying aeroplanes. They are doing celebrations, and there is no sign of pain. That what should happen is that if one part of the body is suffering pain, the whole body should experience it. But it's not happening, so we are not one. And they have made a loud statement about that. That since we are only paying lip service to oneness, it's better we break it. We are not one. So they are broken off. The worst part of it is that there are foreign aids, funds, money sent in from overseas to support the churches that were burnt, to support the widows whose husbands have been killed, to support the orphans whose fathers have died. They sent in this money through CAN, and the money did not get to them. They have made a public statement why they cut away, and they have decided to get a direct link with the foreign helpers. That please, if you want to give us money, give us directly. Don't send it through these people because it will not reach us. This is very disgraceful. You are not giving us. Then they sent it to us through you. It didn't get to us. How are we to explain that? How did the church in the north know that money did not come? When they from abroad called them in the north to greet them and ask how far with projects, with the program we sent you money for, they said, which money? That's the state of embarrassment that the Nigerian church is. We are sharing money, and everything about Christianity in Nigeria has been reduced to money, 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 money. That was destroying Christianity in Nigeria right now. Money.